Put your mic on, Lou.
Oh my! Fail.
Already.
Epic
You got-
fail.
You guys see now?
There he is.
We didn't hear nothing else.
I told you. It said something was wrong with my mind. It said something was wrong with my mind.
Boogie. Listen, Boogie had. I can't. I'm gonna call Boogie after this.
No,
This
no,
was an epic
don't let Boogie know.
no. Oh, I'm gonna tag him in a minute. That was an epic fail. Right there.
This broadcast brought to you by 106th Street Tire and Wheel. Get your automotive stuff done. 106th Street Tire and Wheel in Corona, New York, 11368. We are officially live here at True to New York Sports Studio. Welcome to hello, Mr. Bill. We have Mr. Bill on the show today, Mr. Chet, and Mr. Steele.
I don't know. Listen, don't include me in this nonsense, okay?
I don't know. I told you. I stood up, right, and it said my mic was muted. I was like, how did my mic get muted? And then I pushed something in, and that's what she said, and it worked out, right? And I was like, all right, I'm good. And then it did it again. But I don't know. Anyways, folks, how's everybody's day doing? I see everybody here has football-related stuff or names except for Mr. Bill, who decides to use a nickname just for insult to injury on a football show today. Bill, what is your reasoning behind this?
The reasoning is I'm tired. My youngest boy has COVID. I got a new dog in the house. I'm getting about 2 hours of sleep a night. And but the one good thing I bring to the show is I bring more hair than most of the people have on the show. So that's always all right.
You know what? I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting. You're not coming on my show and insulting my hairline. Okay, Bill, you hear me? All right. That's rule number one. All right, Bill. You'll come on the show and insult our hairline. How dare you?
But the man has a point.
I've never seen you without a hat, though.
Yeah, there's a reason for that because I want you to focus on this. I just want you to focus on this.
That's what I do every day, baby.
This is the money maker.
You're follically challenged. That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Saying.
Yeah. You know what it is? I first couldn't grow it here, and then I started to lose it here, and it went to here. So
it migrates as you get older.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Hello, Lonnie. Hello, Bill. Awesome. Well, I am very thankful that you're here today, Bill. And also later on in the show, we will be having playoff NFL trivia as well. But let's get right to it, boys. Last week's games. Let's talk about them real quick. Then we'll get into this week's games. First game that we had last week, I got to mention it. Cardinals versus the Rams. Chet, what happened there, brother? What happened last week? You and Steele both said you thought the Cardinals are going to win this game. What happened last week? Quick summary. What didn't you see from this Cardinals team? What made you think that this Cardinals team was going to beat the Los Angeles Rams?
You want to start, Steele? You want me to start?
I'm going to be real quick.
Listen,
they were terrible. Go ahead, Chuck.
That's it. They were terrible.
Well, like I said Tuesday, was the Rams controlled the ball in the first half for like 26 minutes of the first half. You're not going to sit there and win games when you only have the ball for 4 to 5 minutes and a half. I don't care who you are.
No, okay? Not at all.
That's first and foremost. Okay. Second of all, I was wrong. Stafford played a great game. I was surprised.
He sure
did. I thought he would lay an egg like he normally does.
Oh, it might have to do not doing anything to the fact that he's not on the Detroit Lions anymore, and he actually has a defense, and he actually has an offense.
He on the Jets for all I care. Okay, but like I said, he actually played a good game, and I can't deny it.
Played a great game, and he ran in for a touchdown.
Hold on, the Cardinals threw the shortest interception in NFL history.
Yep.
Well, Kyler Murray did a really good Carson Wentz impression. That's what that was.
It was more like Mark Sanchez.
Or Mark Sanchez impression, right?
Oh, my God. It was horrible. It was horrible to watch, man. I didn't know who that was out there.
Yeah, that fumble. That's a good thing.
Oh, and now we have the Los Angeles Rams who played last week, which honestly we all knew that the Bucks were going to destroy the Eagles last week. And now we have the Rams versus the Bucks playing in Tampa Bay. We will go over this game first. Bill, you are the guest here today. Bill, what are your prediction for this game? Bucks giving 2.5 points.
Man, it was easy. The games last week I thought were relatively easy to pick, and I know we picked a bracket all the way through. But I mean, looking at the 4 matchups we have, I mean, is there a bad game in the bunch? I mean, 6 or 7 of the 8 teams you could realistically see and go into the Super Bowl. every team that whoever wins the Super Bowl this year is going to earn it. They're going to beat at least 2 really good teams along the way, probably 3. And there's no softies from here on out. I've always thought, from the beginning of the year, I know they added pieces and whatnot, but I thought when they added Matt Stafford going to the Rams, he would transform their offense. Then they add Von Miller, then Odell, who's washed, who to be fair, he's not quite irrelevant like Chet says, but he's not the star that he once was either. He's somewhere in the middle.
I would say he's somewhere in the middle.
And, moving forward, I'm a big believer in karma. And I think, we'll talk about the Packers a little bit later. But, something's just been a little bit off with the Bucs all year. And this whole Antonio Brown, I think, karma's just going to get him. And you know what? I could very well have egg on my face. And we could be standing on Tuesday talking about how the Buccaneers win 34-10. But I think somehow, some way, the Rams are going to win this game.
What do you think, Steele?
I am definitely never going to bet against Tom Brady again in my life. Okay. So every time I bet against him, he always finds a way to win. The guy is awesome in all ways. And also, I was on the fence with the Rams. I was kind of worried, but watching the news and reports, they just lost their left tackle. That's huge. That's huge for the Rams. I mean, huge for the Tampa Bay, because you got Jason Pierre-Paul, you got Sue, you got those guys that's going to be teeing off. And what's that? Is Stafford going to transform back into the Stafford of Detroit, or is he going to play like he played last week? That is going to be what the game is going to be about. The 34-10, I think it's going to be like maybe 34-21. I think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout in the beginning, but in the end, I think Tom Brady's going to bring it in.
Chet?
I sort of agree with Steele on this case here. I look at the trades; they're going to get healthy this week. The Tampa Bay Bucs are going to get healthier. They're going to get Fournette back.
Right.
Jones is probable, so that's going to help the running back game to start with.
Yeah.
Second off, like I said, losing that left tackle is going to hurt because they're going to tee off on Stafford.
They
Plus,
might.
you're playing in Tampa. That's not an easy place to play.
All right, so this is why you're both stupid, you and Steele. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. I mean that in the nicest way.
Here
okay,
we go.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The Los Angeles Rams are the real deal. Okay, they are the real deal. When OBJ is your number 2 or number 3 wide receiver, that is a good thing. Okay, that is a good thing. I think not having Antonio Brown and not having Chris Godwin is going to be very beneficial, especially against a team like the Los Angeles Rams, where, let's be honest, the problem with the Buccaneers defense is that their secondary is their worst part of their defense. And you have now Matt Stafford, who has been playing great all year against a team where they're mediocre at best on the secondary. You want to know why they killed the Eagles? Because they took away the one thing about the Eagles game, and that was the running. They took that away from them, and it's going to be very hard to take the passing game away from the Los Angeles Rams. I love the Rams against the Bucs on Sunday. I love the plus 2.5.
But hold on. You're talking about Tom Brady. Who's been his wide receivers over the year? I mean, last year, of course, we had an outstanding receiving core. But over his history, who's been his? He had Randy Moss and then everybody else. The guy makes bums special.
Gronkowski, Edelman.
And excuse me, stop right there. Gronkowski, Antonio Brown for 3 minutes?
He had him for a whole year. What are you talking about?
He's been a head case. He doesn't count, bro.
I don't count him. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
I said last year. Last year he had an outstanding receiving core. I'm talking about when he was at the Pats. He had Randy Moss. That's basically about it. He makes guys special. You know why? Because he throws people open. Does Stafford have that skill? I don't think so.
No,
Tom Brady makes bums into stars. So you sit there and count out Tom Brady if you want to.
It's not that I'm counting out Tom. It's not that I'm counting out Tom Brady. Last time I checked,
Stafford's better than Brady is what he's saying.
No, I am not saying that. I am saying that I think last time I checked, Tom Brady is not playing safety on defense for the Buccaneers.
And the Rams secondary is good.
But at least the Rams can get home with 4. I don't think you can get home unless you blitz Stafford. And you want to leave Cooper Kupp and Odell 1-on-1 all day?
They're going to get on to him. He's going to let tackle his blind side. He's going to get killed by Jason Pierre-Paul and Sue.
Okay.
They're gonna get killed.
Put my finger on it.
Listen, one thing we know about Stafford is his problem in Detroit was he held on to that football way too long.
Yep.
So if he holds on to that
this year too,
if he holds on to that football the way he has been doing all this year, they're going to get to him. And once they start getting to him and that back start hurting, we're going to see a different ball game, fellas. That's all I'm going to say.
You don't think Todd Bowles will sit there and
tee off?
What's up,
Todd
Frank?
Bowles?
You don't think Todd Bowles has a game plan to go after?
He
him?
better, because last time I checked, the Rams
will.
beat the Bucks this year. The Rams already beat the Bucks this year.
You know, in football, regular season means nothing. Nothing.
I think you guys are overestimating Tom Brady and underestimating the Los Angeles Rams.
No, we're not. Listen, this is a game of football. It's only one game. I'm not under like Bill said. There's not a bad game in the bunch.
That's right.
So we're just picking. We're drawing straws right here. It's not like the Jets or Cleveland is playing. We're looking at outstanding teams about to play this week.
Who was that first team you said? The who?
I said the Jets and Cleveland. Don't be disrespectful.
The who?
Okay.
And listen, Bill brought up a good point before the show started that whoever wins the Super Bowl this year is gonna really earn it, right?
Oh, yeah,
like every team that is remaining in the playoffs is a good football team. It's not like we can look at the Eagles last week, right? Like, did they really deserve to be in the playoffs? No. Right? They didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. But you know what? If they made it to this round, they would still be by far the worst team in the rest of the playoffs.
If you're keeping it 100, anybody in that division that makes it to the playoffs shouldn't be there. But continue.
That's true. Any NFC. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes now to last week's game. We had the Cowboys against the 49ers. Okay. Yes. I said the Cowboys were going to beat the 49ers. I really thought this was their time to shine. And what did Dak Prescott and the Cowboys do? When they heard me, they decided to run the ball with 14 seconds left and end the game. So
and blame the referees.
And blame the ref. When you should be handing the referee to the ball. The ball to the referee, right? Like, it's just I don't know. Bill, what was your opinion about that Dallas 49ers game last week?
Listen, we don't live in Missouri, but Dak has to show me something. I mean, he gets paid like he's a top 5 quarterback, and we're going to put the blame on that one play call. But he didn't really play well the last half of the season. Elliott is not the running back that he's paid to be. No. As a Giant fan, I know exactly what that looks like. Yeah. But I think the most physical team left in this whole tournament could be the San Francisco 49ers, and they can push people around. They push Dallas around a little bit, and they do it on offense too. When you get guys like Kittle and Samuel who are just physical, after you're done playing 60 minutes against the Niners, you played 60 minutes of football. And listen, the play call aside, the better team won. Period. You can say whatever you want about Jimmy G. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's a glorified game manager who makes way too much money. But you know what? I wish that glorified game manager was on my team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I really thought Dallas.
I'm sorry, you wish that guy was on the Giants?
Yeah,
I would love to have him.
Jimmy G? I wouldn't mind Jimmy G.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you who our next quarterback is going to be.
Have you had the Jets have a better quarterback in the last 20 years than Jimmy G?
We're talking about that.
You know all about quarterback play.
I'm not saying listen, I haven't agreed with a Jet quarterback in God knows how long. So that's an argument you're not going to lose.
I'll say it for you. 53 years.
No,
Joe Namath sucked too.
Listen,
Joe Namath sucked.
Let's tell you something. If Pennington didn't have a bum shoulder, I would have loved him. But
he's probably the second best.
Jack Pennington was good.
Yeah,
Jack Pennington was good,
but he had a bum shoulder. He couldn't throw the ball 10 yards.
He probably wouldn't have been drafted 17 overall either.
Yeah, you know what? Not for nothing. Yeah. Mark Sanchez was also a good quarterback with the Jets for those 2 years because he fit in perfectly with Rex Ryan's playbook. I mean, he got them to an AFC Championship twice.
Listen, I don't have nothing. I have my Mark Sanchez jersey upstairs. I don't have no beef with Mark Sanchez.
Where's your Mike White jersey? Didn't you say you were getting a Mike White jersey this year too? After that 400-yard passing game, what happened to that jersey?
Stop bringing up old stuff, okay? We are in the present.
He's waiting to go get that at Modell's. Oh, wait a minute, they're out of business too.
Right.
Boy, did he fool me. Anyway.
Anyways, so now the 49ers are playing against the Green Bay Packers. And you know what? I talked to a lot of people over the last couple of days. A lot of people like this 49ers team against the Packers. And I'm telling you, listen, as a football fan, I'm having trouble betting against the MVP of the league at home at Lambeau against this 49ers team, regardless of how complete of a football team this 49ers team is.
Listen, I'm very short with mine. I'm not long with it. I'm not all that extra stats or that extra thing. They barely got by the Cowboys. And the Cowboys stunk up the game for 4 quarters. It wasn't even interesting at all. All right. We're going against what arguably the best quarterback in NFL history. Okay. That man is
stat-wise, yeah.
I mean, he's working on his third MVP?
Third MVP.
All right. So
second in a row.
Listen, we can't let's not just throw this game away like they're gonna just be stopping him. If he stops himself, so be it. But they're just not gonna go out there and beat Green Bay. Hence why I got Battle of the Bays on my thing. But okay, continue.
Right, because you think that's going to be Tampa Bay versus Green Bay in the NFC Championship game again.
Absolutely.
Exactly. What about you, Mr. Chet? What do you think about this game, 49ers versus the Packers?
To me, this is the blowout of the week. I think the Packers win by at least 17. Easily.
17?
Easily. Here's the reasons why. You got a week off they can rest and get healthy. Aaron Jones will be in the lineup to start with. 2. 3. What has happened the last 4 weeks? Where's George Kittle been?
He's been absolutely. He's been blocking. That's all he's been doing.
Exactly. These teams are taking him out of the passing game. Okay. You have Elijah Mitchell's been good. Debo's been Debo. Okay. Pretty much their offense, their number one weapon is not those. Their number one weapon all year's been Kittle, and he's been quiet the last 4 weeks. You don't think maybe they have a plan to stop him like everybody else has?
Yeah, but you know what? The one thing I will say is that he's been quiet, but have the 49ers been winning games?
Yeah, they've been winning games. Yes, they've been winning games.
Right.
Because of Debo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell. That's why they've been winning games, because they've been able to run the ball. This week, you're going into the frozen tundra.
Yeah, and you know what?
A week off. They got healthy. They got Aaron Jones back. That is a huge difference to the Packer offense by far.
And you know what that kid? And that kid from the 49ers has actually been stepping up. Jennings, number 15. He's been stepping up huge.
But still,
for them.
You're not going to meet the Pack at home on a week off. You're not. I'm saying. I mean, I like San Francisco. They're a quality team. Do not get me wrong. You're going into Lambeau. You're going against the MVP. They're healthy. Devontae Adams, I think, is going to have a monster game. Monster.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because the San Francisco secondary is not that strong either.
Right.
Okay. And like I said, they barely, like Steele said, they barely beat Dallas last week.
Right. What do you think, Bill?
I call people who barely win games winners.
Right.
And there's a reason why they go on the road and win. And a physical team can win. And like I said at the top of the show, I'm a big believer in karma. And I think it catches up to Aaron Rodgers this week. I sometimes football doesn't make sense. Frozen tundra, the whole thing. I mean, think of all the great teams that Aaron Rodgers has had, right? Our Giants beat him on the tundra plenty of times, and we beat him handily. He often beats himself in January. I just think the 49ers will find a way. And let's face it. If this game comes down to a kick at the end, do you trust Crosby to make a kick right now?
At Lambeau Field, yes.
No.
At Lambeau Field,
he's been bad this whole year.
At Lambeau Field, in playoff situations, I'd rather have him.
Okay.
Him or Gould? Him or Robbie Gould? Robbie Gould?
I would still take Crosby.
Robbie Gould is money if it comes down to a kick. And I think if it comes down to a kick, which I'm going to predict that it does, I bet you Crosby misses it and they lose.
So, Bill, you're saying it's going to be a close game, and Chet says it's going to be a blowout.
27-23, somewhere around there, 24-21, something in that neighborhood.
I'm looking 31-14.
But you think the 49ers are going to take it, Bill?
I think not only am I going to take the 5.5, and that number, when that gets a little bit later in the game, you're going to see that number go up to 6. Yeah. I think. I definitely like the 49ers with 6. And I think they're going to win outright. You guys make some great points that you really do, but I got this inkling. And listen, this is going to be another 34-10 game and look stupid. But I'm going out there. I just don't think it's Aaron Rodgers' year. I just don't.
And the money line's good too for the San Francisco, plus 190 on the money line too.
See, my thing with this game is that I honestly do think the Packers win. I think they win by a touchdown, to be honest. I can see this being a 28-21, 20-13 type of game. My issue isn't this game. My issue is the next game when they either play the Bucks or they play the Rams. And Mr. Aaron Rodgers is 1-5 in NFC Championship games. That is the game that is going to be the game, I think, for Aaron Rodgers and him and his legacy. You know, the fact that he's only been to 1 Super Bowl and he's been to 6 NFC Championship games. This Green Bay Packers team, their defense is a lot better than they were last year too.
Yes, absolutely.
They're a lot better than they were last year.
Yes.
And I honestly can see them shutting down the run fairly easily. I think their only problem is going to be Deebo Samuel. Honestly only Deebo Samuel. I have a really hard time seeing the Packers lose at home to this 49ers team. I don't know. But I actually like the spread. I actually like the Packers giving 5.5. I actually like it. Like I said, I think they win by a touchdown. I don't think it gets to that situation where it's going to be a kick because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go and swing it in the very beginning. I don't know. It's hard for me to say.
You don't ever have to apologize to pick the Packers at home with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. I mean, that's a logical play. It really is. And I know I'm on an island here.
Yeah.
But it's just and I can't really physically verbalize it, but the 49ers have a lot of the things needed to win in Lambeau. Whether they do it or not, we shall see.
Right, exactly.
Right. And listen, I'll tell you right now, whoever I think let's just say the San Francisco 49ers do beat Green Bay. They got to play Tampa in Tampa, or they got to play Los Angeles in Los Angeles. And I think that's where it would stop. Like, I can't see the 49ers going to the Super Bowl this year, even if they beat Green Bay.
At the end of the day, if the 49ers win, are we going to sit here next week and be like, oh, that was a terrible game? Absolutely not.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
No. No. But I'll tell you right now, if the 49ers play any way they did against the Cowboys,
they're going to lose.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. They got lucky. They got lucky that the Cowboys had 11 penalties that game, and that Dak Prescott basically and Elliott and Ezekiel Elliott basically shit on themselves, and they just didn't play a good game.
Now, Bill said earlier, if it comes down to a kick, a field goal, no, that's one thing. But if it comes down to the quarterback play, who are you going for? Like, it's 2 minutes left in the game. The guy Aaron Rodgers has the ball. You think that 49ers is getting the ball back? I don't think so.
No.
Right. So,
and Aaron Rodgers is arguably one of the best come from behind quarterbacks in the history of football.
And just not in January.
Right, unfortunately. Right. Just not NFC Championship games. Right. Like, it's just like
the man can manage the clock like a science teacher in the 9th grade. Like, he's just that good, bro. So, like, you got to be crazy to bet against him. Yeah. Even though a lot of people have and lost. So,
yep.
Anyway,
I honestly think Rodgers has something to prove this year. I honestly think he has something to prove. You can't win 2 MVPs and not get to a Super Bowl, in my opinion. I think it looks bad. I think there's a lot of pressure on his plate, and I think he's going to thrive for that. I think it's going to motivate him, if anything.
That's why being a MVP in football is so hard, man. Because I feel like there's so many players, there's so many different avenues how the game could flow. We're putting all this pressure on Aaron Rodgers, but he got 51 other guys that he has to rely on.
No,
right?
True.
So, listen, it is what it is. Yeah,
we'll see. Yep. All right, and this leads to our next AFC championship, or AFC side. Last week, we had the Bengals against the Raiders, which came down to one play, and Derek Carr, unfortunately, threw an interception. But listen, that Bengals team came out swinging in the beginning, and they kind of slowly died that second half. And that's what scares me this week against the Titans, because the Titans, 3.5 at home, Derrick Henry is supposed to be back. This Bengals team is not playing a Las Vegas Raiders team. They are playing a very good Tennessee Titans team, which without Derrick Henry, they still got to number 1 in the AFC. So, Bill, Bill, what do you think? What do you think about this game?
I'm really torn on this one, and this really could be the game of the week, really under the radar. we'll see how Derrick Henry is when he gets back into contact and everything like that. On one side, we see the Titans, and if you look like on DraftKings and FanDuel and their odds to win the Super Bowl, they're the number 1 seed, and I think they're ranked 6th to win the Super Bowl. And like if you go in terms of odds, I think they're like plus 700. They're the 1 seed, and they're a 1 seed for the reason. I think they've been very disrespected. I think they're just a solid football team. It comes back down as, do you trust Ryan Tannehill in a big spot? I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Bengals are still the Bengals. They have a little bit of growing to do. Joe Burrow is going to play great. Titans by a little bit, 27, 21, 20, 28, 24, something like that. I think the Titans cover the number, but barely, and it hurts me to say that because I really like Joe Burrow.
Wait, what about you, Chet?
This is the game that's basically pulled whatever hair I have left on my head out this week.
All 6 of them.
Yeah, that very pretty much. Yeah, Henry coming back. Yes, I agree. Now Steele knows how much I love Tannehill. He knows that for all year. Okay, right, Mr. Steele?
I'm not saying anything.
That's what I thought. So what I'm doing this week is I'm hedging. I'm actually going to take the Bengals this week, and here's the reason why. The passing game that they have is going to be hard to stop. It don't matter what defense you have. With Chase, with Boyd, with Higgins, okay. Mixon, Tennessee can stop the run. They've done that all year, and they've shown it.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to sit there and see if this Cincinnati defense shows up this week, okay, they will win this game. It don't matter if Derrick Henry's coming. And by the way, he is starting, they're saying already.
Right.
So I don't care if he comes back and starts. If Cincinnati plays defense the way they were toward the end of the season, they will win this game. It will be a close game. I agree with Billy on that. I see a 3-4 point game at the most. Like that. I see like 24-20, something like that.
Yeah, I honestly like that. Listen, I said from the beginning of the year, and I'm not going to not stand by it. I said Titans-Rams Super Bowl from the beginning of the year. So I'm going to keep going. I think the Titans are going to beat this Bengals team. But do I like the Bengals plus 3.5? Not really. I like the Titans actually minus 3.5, which is why on one of my parlays I actually bought a few points, and I took the Bengals plus 7.5 because I think the Bengals can cover a touchdown again in this game, but I don't think they get blown out. I think they're a good team. They're a good team who has been overperforming this whole year, and they're only going to get better. It's not their time. It's the same thing like last week. Like with the Cardinals, it's not. They're going to be a good football team. Yes. Is it their time? No.
I'll be surprised either way if the game's not more than a touchdown. Either way, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised.
Right, because you know what? Not for nothing. It's not like that the Bengals and Titans both have crazy defenses. They don't have crazy defenses. Crazy. They're right.
They get okay. I'll say okay.
They're okay. They're okay. Right? Can they single-handedly win you a football game? No. I don't think so.
Can they keep you in a game? Yes.
Yes, 100%. That I agree with. And with Derrick Henry, listen, I would say right now that without Derrick Henry, the Bengals have a better offense. But with Derrick Henry, it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Like I said, this team's been hurt, though, Tennessee, on the offensive side. A.J. Brown's been hurt a lot. Julio Jones has been hurt a lot. Henry's been hurt a lot. The offensive line's been hurt a lot.
No, I know.
The only person who hasn't been hurt who should get a lot of respect, and he's really not, is Tannehill.
No, I agree. But you know what it is? If you look at Tannehill's numbers this year, his numbers are shit. They're bad.
But
they're still number 1 seed.
They're still winning games.
Right.
He's managing the game to sit there and win the game. That's what they're doing.
Don't change.
That's
what they're doing. You don't fix something if it's not broken.
Exactly.
Right? Like so.
And Vrabel's a great coach too.
Yeah,
Vrabel's a great coach.
Right. Honestly, in my opinion, he honestly deserves Coach of the Year. Just for the simple fact that he didn't have Derrick Henry for half the season, and they still got to a number 1 seed. Well, that's not easy to do.
There's a question I got for Bill, Ed. Who do you think is Coach of the Year in the NFL this year?
Yeah, to be fair, I really don't pay attention to that stuff. I mean, those
no judge.
I'm thinking about it. It could be the guy in Cincinnati. It could be,
I was gonna say him too. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 4 guys I was thinking. The 2 of the teams are playing now with each other without a doubt. Okay. San Francisco.
Yeah. He
without a doubt. I would throw him in without a doubt in my
Shanahan?
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the fourth guy, which everybody's going to laugh, okay, and I hate him just as much as anybody else, is Belichick.
No, I mean, he took a team that wasn't even expected to make a playoffs, and he got them to be a playoff team. I don't disagree with you on that.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't disagree. I see.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you on that at all. No. And Steele, what about you, Steele? Bengals versus Titans. Who do you like?
Short and sweet, Bengals.
You like the Bengals, straight up.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Straight up. Yeah, no.
Listen, you got.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, I mean Joe Burrow, man. Like again, this is a quarterback-driven league, bro. He looks awesome, man. Like, how can you bet against that kid? He looks, even though they're not going anywhere, obviously. You know, but that guy, man, he looks. He makes you want to just turn off the vibe and just watch him throw the ball all over the field, man. Like, it's amazing. I love all this outstanding quarterback play. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're right. You're right. No, but I honestly, like I said, I love Joe Burrow. I think he's going to be an amazing quarterback for a long time. In my opinion, the Bengals have a better wide receiver core. With Derrick Henry on the Titans, they have a better running core. And right now, just Ryan Tannehill has more experience than Joe Burrow. That's what it comes down to. I think that's going to be the deciding factor.
We're counting on Henry that's going to be the first time running with a metal plate in his foot. I mean, what does a running back need? His legs, his thighs, his knees, and his feet. He has a metal foot. He's running around like Frankenstein. Okay, come on, bro. Come on. It's not gonna. Obviously, he's gonna get used to it over the years. But right now, after practicing like 2 or 3 times, come on, bro.
He's still badass though, man. He could be.
He's a great.
He could be a RoboCop as well.
He's a great running back.
If anything, he's going to be RoboCop. Have you seen the size of that man? That man took Norman last year and threw him into the stands. You don't need that had nothing to do with his foot. Yeah. That had to do all this upper body strength. You know, but that's another reason why I think, especially if Henry plays, it's going to be really hard, regardless of surgery or not. When you have Derrick Henry on the field, that you have to worry about him. You can't not worry about him. You can't sleep, regardless of injury. He's a stud. He's a stud. But this goes to in my opinion, which is why it is Sunday night, our game of the week. We had Kansas City last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, yes, I said that I thought Pittsburgh would cover this game with ease for the simple fact of the disrespect that you are a playoff contending team on Sunday Night Football, and you are getting 12.5 points, and you have the audacity to lose by 30? How dare you? And on top of that, Ben Roethlisberger, that wasn't a goodbye party. That was a goodbye shooting to Ben Roethlisberger.
Listen.
Where are all the guys that liked Kansas, Pittsburgh plus the 20?
Shut up, Chet. All right? Chet was the only one who liked it on the show last week. I don't want to hear it. I know, Chet. But you also said the Cardinals were going to the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear that either. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steele. Yeah, go ahead, Steele. You go ahead.
I'm surprised that you took that, though, because you said Ben was done. So how could you?
You did.
Because can I ask you guys something? What was the first scoring play of that game on Sunday?
Defensive touchdown.
It was a what?
Defensive touchdown.
It was a defensive touchdown. That's exactly the reason why I like the Steelers into that game. They played an amazing, heart-filled game against that Ravens team the week before, and I thought they were going to be super pumped up for the simple fact that they knew it might have been a chance to be Ben Roethlisberger's last game. And at the end of that first quarter, it was nothing.
Right.
If I would have told you, how much money would you guys have bet me if I would have told you that the first quarter Kansas City was going to score nothing, and in the next 3 quarters they were going to score 40 points?
Bill, when I was talking with Lou against the game, when they scored 7-0, I told Lou, I said, watch. I said, Pittsburgh won't score for 2 more hours.
And they
got one right, Chet.
And he didn't.
Right.
A broke clock is right twice a day.
It is right. That's true. And then we had the other blowout game of the week with the Bills against the Patriots, which I've never seen personally a live game where every single possession that a team had, they literally scored a touchdown. Like, that's got to be some record in the playoffs, right? Like, you see,
it is.
seven. It is. It has to be.
It is.
7 drives, 8 drives, 8 touchdowns. Like, what? Your field goal kicker got frostbite because all he did was kick an extra point 8 times.
Hey, kick off 8 times after that.
I wouldn't mind the punter's paycheck that day.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Right. If anything, the
He was
punter,
holder. That's all he was.
if anything, the punter got frostbite of the feet, and now he can't play next week because there's no blood circulating. But that, in my opinion, and I mean, I know we all watched that game. That team, regardless of who they played, was going to beat any team. If that was the Super Bowl last week, that Bills team beats anybody. They beat anybody. They were just that good. And now you have a Chiefs team against a Bills team in Kansas City against the Bills. Bills getting 2 points. Steele, start this one off for me. Who do you like in this game?
Well, I got the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so it's not hard to tell. Listen, I think that, again, not to keep piggybacking what Bill said, it's not a bad pick on these games, but I really think this game is going to be a bigger gap than people are saying. I think the Chiefs are going to win by 2 scores. I'm not saying it's going to be 14 points. It could be 14-3 or whatever, but they're going to win by 2 scores. And I believe that because, again, Allen has folded up like a lawn chair so many times. We can't hold Jimmy G accountable and not hold Allen accountable. He is a folder. He is that lawn chair. He's
Not
that
last
deep
week.
chair. No. And spots, he is hot like no fish grease. But when it comes to the game on the line, I need a play. Are you going to take him over Mahomes? I don't think so. I'm giving Mahomes to me, this week is about quarterback play. I don't care about no defense. I don't care about no special teams. I don't care about none of that. The quarterbacks is winning this week. The best quarterback on the field on game time is winning this week. Period.
Right. And the best quarterback is Josh Allen, by far. By far.
Better than Mahomes?
This team is stacked, like I said last week.
The team is stacked. I'm
Right.
not arguing that.
Allen
best
has so
quarterback
many
is not
weapons he can
Mahomes,
throw
is
to. He has so many weapons. Plus the one thing he can also do. Okay? Let's
Who's
see you try to knock down a 6'5", 245-pound quarterback when he wants to run.
Who's the
Like he does.
fastest man on the field?
Who gives the best man? He's gonna give me
So you're going to big up the biggest man, but you're not going to big up the fastest man.
why?
Who's catching Hunt?
Right now, I'll take
Who's
the Bills
catching him?
defense over the Chiefs defense by
Who
far.
on the Bills is catching Hunt? Who's catching him? When that guy gets the ball, he's
Here's
like
the one thing though.
he's like Ricochet Rabbit.
Mahomes might be sitting on his tail by that point.
Oh, you're
This
giving
Buffalo
you're
front
giving
line is underrated like you wouldn't believe this year.
hold on. So they do good.
Underrated.
They do good against a rookie quarterback, and now you think that that same defense is going to show up and do the same thing against Pat Mahomes?
They have been doing this all year, their defense. There is a short. Their secondary is probably right now, of the teams that are left, the best secondary there is in the playoffs. By far. The Bills are. By far.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah. I want to see that secondary catch Mr. Hunt. Because that man runs like a 2-0 or something. He's like light. I never seen a man move that fast.
Mahomes has got to get it to him. By the time that, he'll be on his tail.
So you're thinking the Pat Mahomes, one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the NFL right now, is not going to be able to get Kareem Hunt the ball? Come on, man.
We Tyreek Hill, not Kareem Hunt.
I mean, excuse me, Tyreek Hill. Sorry,
Exactly.
I'm bugging.
That's okay. You're allowed. That's fine. No problem. I'm still taking that Bills team now.
But you're saying that dude,
one of the most he's gonna get rid of the ball first.
One of the most mobile quarterbacks is not going to be able to get rid of the ball.
I tell you right now, I absolutely love this Bills defense. They have been number one pretty much all year in the NFL. They are on the offensive side. Who are you going to stop? Like I said last week, you're not stopping the passing game. They have the running game back, as you saw last week with Singletary. And he's like that for 2 weeks.
Usually, when it comes to KC, it's usually the offense that carries the team. This year, KC's defense has carried that team. Bill, am I correct or not?
They carried them definitely in the middle of the season. They when they start 2-3 or something like that.
Yeah,
and they struggled and the defense popped in and did really well.
Right. So how are we writing off KC's defense?
They're probably a little bit
6 or 7 weapons. Good luck stopping that.
Well, that's why they play the game.
You're not going to stop Beasley. You're not going to stop Knox. You're not going to stop Sanders. You're not going to stop Davis, McKenzie, Singletary,
Listen,
and Allen himself.
It's going to be Chet, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's going to be a shootout. But again, in a shootout, what quarterback are you taking? Are you taking Allen or are you taking Mahomes?
Josh Allen. I'm taking Josh Allen.
In a shootout?
All day long. With those weapons, all day long.
I don't know if I would take in a shootout Allen over Mahomes, but I do like the Bills beating the Chiefs on Sunday. I do like them. I think the Chiefs scored a good amount of points against a mediocre football team last week. I think the Patriots are a way better team than the Steelers are. And I honestly, are we forgetting, like I mentioned the other day, that this Bills team is on a mission and they're playing the exact same team that they lost to last year in the AFC Championship game? They are hungry. They are hungry. I think this Bills team has something to prove. I think Josh Allen has something to prove. I think they beat the Chiefs. I love the Bills getting 2 points right now. In fact, I love the Bills, if anything, giving 2.5 to the Chiefs because I think the Bills win by 3.
And I'll take Sean McDermott coaching over what do you call
Andy Reid?
Andy Reid any day of the week.
Oh, I don't know about that. Chet, let's.
I would.
Chet, baby steps, Chet. Baby steps. One's been to 2 Super Bowls.
Hold on.
One hasn't.
Hey, Lou, hold on a second. You see why I picked the Cardinals last week? I was following that guy.
Right, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know you're smoking.
And now I'm running from him, okay?
Right, you're running away.
Keep running.
He's making me doubt now the Bills.
You are such
the Knicks want you on a 10-day contract, by the way.
Steele, you are the smartest Jet fan I know because you're running away from that guy, which is the smartest thing you could ever do. The long arm of the law will not catch you. I'm a big proponent of history, and if you go back, I'm an old guy too. Except I have more hair than the other two over there. Whatever. But
that's warning number 2. Okay, I'm telling you right now, that's warning number 2.
Okay, that's right. Strike 2. There's 3 strikes in baseball.
That's right.
But anytime you watch a playoff team, when a playoff team goes out and dominates opponent, I go back to when the Giants were going to the Super Bowl and they beat Minnesota 41-0, and they looked unbeatable and everything was clicking, and then they had to play another game, and they kind of fell on their face. The same way the Buffalo Bills beat the crap out of the Raiders 51-3 and then went to the Super Bowl and something kind of happened. They played a perfect game. It only goes down from here. Now, I love Josh Allen than my man up there does. He's a top 5 quarterback in this league, and certainly I wish that man would play on the Giants. But right now, the Chiefs are like the old-time Yankees. They are only compared. The postseason matters to them. They beat Pittsburgh, the team that probably shouldn't have been there. Did they dominate the game? No. The scoreboard was probably a little lopsided just because of the level of talent. But I think at the end of the day, when they step up, I think not only did the Chiefs cover, not only did they win by 1 score, not only do I think they win by 2 scores,
the disrespect on this man right now.
Blow them out.
Shut him up. Shut him off.
No, I'll keep him because it's opinion. Because you know what? If he's right,
talent, I'll take Buffalo's talent over Kansas City's talent right now. Period.
That's fine. Anything can happen in one game, Chet. They came off a perfect game. You can't you guys are all bowlers. You get hopped up, you bowl a perfect game. What do you do the next game? You shoot 190.
I'm not looking for them to play perfect. I want them to play to win the game. Like Herb Evans says, you play.
I understand that, but when you come off a perfect performance, and that's what they did, was a perfect performance. Now do they go to their house of horrors where they have not won yet with a lot to prove? I think Josh Allen turns the ball over a couple times. 41-24, Kansas City.
I see the exact opposite. I see Mahomes throwing at least 2 picks. And by the way, the one thing that nobody's talked about with them, okay? How many times is Mahomes going to throw the ball in this game with no running game? He might have to throw 50 to 60 times. I hate to tell you.
CEH is back, but I don't think CEH is a really good running back.
Exactly.
I don't think he's that good. Honestly, I think it hurts him. I think it hurts
you. Throw the ball 50 to 60 times, you're in trouble.
No, honestly, the thing with this Chiefs team is that you can arguably say that the Chiefs have one of the best 1-2-3 combos in the history of football, right? Saying that Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill, you can equally say that that's one of the best 1-2-3 combos to have on a football field in the history of football, right? Like the only other good 1-2-3 combo I can honestly think of like that is probably the Cowboys when they had Aikman, Smith, and Irvin, right?
Yes.
Like
No,
that's a really good one.
I can go further back than that. You can go Montana, Jerry Rice, and Roger Craig.
So you're agreeing. So you're agreeing with Lou.
I'm saying not to that point, but I'm sitting there like this. I'm taking Buffalo's team. Period. They are the better team.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I didn't know Charles Barkley joined the show.
Right. But listen, but what I'm getting to is that it's hard to ever count out the Chiefs. But I do think the Bills are a more complete football team than this Chiefs team. Because listen, there have been games this year where the Bills lost to the goddamn Jacksonville Jaguars 9-6. Okay, I know that. But there have been also things where the Chiefs started off 2-4. They started off 2-3, 2-4. So I'm not saying that both teams are unstoppable, but I do think that there are weaknesses on both sides. And I think the Bills I think it's their time to shine. I really can't see Mahomes going to another AFC Championship game this year. I don't know. I just can't.
Okay.
I really think it's going to be Bills Titans.
All right. So you're saying game on the line. What quarterback are you picking?
Josh Allen.
Game on the line right now. I pick Patrick Mahomes.
I take Josh Allen.
Okay, that's what
I would pick. But I think the Bills. If you can't put Mahomes in that situation come Sunday, you got to be up by 2 scores with 8 minutes, 7 minutes to go.
I don't think
if you're going to win, right? You got that's how they're going to win that game. That's how they're going to win that game. Scoring early and their defense really stepping up because you can't allow Mahomes to get back into that game.
And I think that's the point that Bill's making. They're going to be up 2 scores. KC's going to be up 2. They're going to strike fast and furious, and they're going to force Josh Allen to make some plays. And is he going to fold like a beach chair? Or
I think Mahomes is going to fall like a beach chair.
Yo, Mahomes has been there and done that, bro. He's been there and done that. So you can't. He's not going to fold. We know what Mahomes is going to do. The jury is still out on the Bills.
I like the Bills a lot, guy. I'm sorry. I think the Bills.
I mean, I'm calling for like a borderline blowout, but I respect the Bills, and I sure as hell love Josh Allen.
No, who doesn't? The guy's awesome.
Especially the Bills, and like we said last week, the Bills underachieved this year. They should have been the number 1 seed. In my opinion, they should have been the number 1 seed.
They're going to prove their protractors wrong. Like I said, that they're a top team in the NFL.
Well, the line also dictates that too, because if they were an even team, the Chiefs would get 3 points being at their home. Like the Vegas is telling you that the Bills are the better team.
Better team, yeah.
Yep.
But you got to show me on Sunday,
which I think they will.
I can't wait for that game. All 4 of these games are going to be great. They're going to be absolutely great. So this also leads into our. I wanted to just show everybody so that way people know exactly where everybody stands as far as predictions go. So as we see here on our little red chart here, Chet is the only one with lots of reds. And that's because he decided to pick the Arizona Cardinals going to the Super Bowl. Boogie at the moment is 6-0. I am 5-1 because I decided to pick Dallas. Fuck you, Dallas. Steele is 5-1 because he decided to listen to Chet. Chet is 5-1. Billy is 6-0, and Mr. Bill Waters is 6-0. So this is going to be the week that we really have some differences as we see. So we see that it looks like there's 3 people who took KC, 3 people took Buffalo. Everyone here, look, Steele, you said you had Cincinnati winning this game, and you originally picked the Titans. Do you want to change your
I'm the same way too. I'm the same way too, Lou. I said that. I'm back and forth.
I'm not going to change it now, but no.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Let's. I'll give it to you.
No, I'm not going to change it. I'm not.
Leave it as it is.
Then we have a combination of 2 out of 3 teams. Two people said LA, 3 people said Tampa, and then 1 lonely Arizona, and then everybody but Bill picked San Francisco come this week. So we should see a lot of greens and reds coming up this week after the game. So should be very interesting. So good luck to everybody. I can't wait until Matt Stafford's in the NFC Championship against Aaron Rodgers.
That might be on Madden 23, but okay.
But anyways, it is time for Trivia with Bill. Trivia with Bill. It's time with Trivia with Bill. I told you guys if you want You know what? I'm going to keep singing because Steele, you said you were going to make up a song and you haven't made up a song yet.
Yeah,
So.
I had a song, but you started singing just now. It kind of went out of my head.
I'm sure. Okay, so here is the question. Here's what we're going to be doing. Bill is going to only be doing NFL trivia from the playoffs. Okay, NFL trivia playoffs.
Listen,
We're talking playoffs.
My guys over here on the older side, you're going to enjoy my questions because I just turned 50 not too long ago, so I'm an old guy too.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And you're going to notice a theme with the questions. So you're going to have to think a little bit. I have 6 questions. Okay. And, of course, I got a great tiebreaker for you guys.
Of course.
So I'll ask a question. I'll give you 15 seconds, 20 seconds to write them down.
Write them down. We'll all do it.
Okay, yeah. And we'll go do it.
All right,
so there's an advantage because they're older? What the fuck is that?
There's no advantage,
well, listen. They kind of like the point spread. You're the favorite. You got to lay 6 here, Val. What are we going to do?
All right. As long as they know that I'm better than them. That's all that matters.
Oh, can
One's a Jet fan and one's Chet, so you better have the advantage.
Hey.
And listen, does Steele get a handicap? Because last trivia, Steele disappeared.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now. I already told y'all my memory sucks. Okay, so I'm here in spirit form. Okay,
you know how certain kids get more time on the test. Let's give Steele 20 seconds instead of 15 seconds.
We'll
let Steele use Google.
Yo, that kid in the back of the classroom going like this.
Right.
What you talking about, Willis?
Right.
What you talking about,
Teacher,
Willis?
how do I do this? Is this right?
Where is the bathroom pass?
So tonight I have 6 questions for you boys and a tiebreaker. And if you guys are ready, we shall start now.
Let's go.
Which team has scored the most postseason touchdowns ever?
Like in the history of
in the history of football.
Which team has
scored the most as a team, a franchise? Which team has scored the most touchdowns in postseason history?
I'm going with the 49ers.
Touchdowns, right?
You can write it down.
You got to write it down.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Steele, write down a different name.
most in playoff history. Okay. Just touchdowns.
Let's cross out the 49ers.
That's your hint.
What's the team? Oh,
no,
you got to write it down.
If you don't have pen and paper, we'll come to you last.
No, I got pen and paper.
Okay.
All right, let us know when you're ready.
We'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4,
This is a guess.
3, 2, 1. We're going to go with the host with the most, Mr. Lou.
I said the New England Patriots.
Steele?
I'm not going to change. I'm staying with my 49ers.
I told you it wasn't the 49ers.
I know.
Why didn't write that?
I'm just throwing it in a whim. I don't know.
I'm torn between 2 teams. I'm going to go different every time. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers.
What was your other team?
The other team, the Cowboys.
Well, you're all wrong. There's the Pittsburgh Steelers with 177 touchdowns.
Wow.
I figured. I thought what was the Patriots? What were they? They had to be up there.
The top 5 teams were within 10 touchdowns each, so it was okay. I mean, all your guesses were valid. I mean, the Packers are there, the Steelers, obviously, the Niners, the Patriots, and the Cowboys.
Yeah. Motherfucker.
Oh, well.
All right.
So this is actually good for Steele. Steele, you're tied with everybody. This is good.
Well, hold on. I was actually in the runnings because I thought hard. I mean, pause. I caught. No, never mind. That's too right. I couldn't think of a word to say with that.
I'm just preventing him from saying something that might be a sexual innuendo that gets him in trouble with Boogie.
Yeah.
So I'm just
again.
I caught hold on. I caught myself. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know that, but I had to put a pause in the show so that way I can look back and show Boogie when this was. Like the screen turned different. This is what he said. Okay, so
a possibility of what he said. I didn't say anything.
Okay, so the score after 1 round.
Perfect
0.
scores all around.
Perfect scores.
Right.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Bill Belichick has, as of 2019, had 31 career playoff wins. Which coach has the second most?
Oh, this coach is still active?
This is all time. This is like an all-time playoff trivia type of thing. So you might want to go back back down memory lane, possibly.
Okay,
Bill
so
Belichick
the
has
second
31
all-time.
playoff wins, through the year 2019. Who has second?
Second.
Think about head coaches of the present and the past and the distant past and not too past.
All right,
I'm going to
I'm
give
ready.
you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I have no idea, but I'm just guessing.
Okay. A host with the most, lead the way.
So I'm stuck between two. I'm stuck between Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry. So
Tom Landry.
Tom Landry. Sorry, Tom Landry. Sorry.
Tom Landry.
Sorry.
Tom Landry.
I'm gonna go with Tom Landry.
Chetmaster Chet.
I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm probably not right. I know they won a lot of games when it came to. I'm going to say Chuck Noll.
I don't like either of them actually.
My man.
I had no idea. I just went with the guy that just passed away and go with Madden.
All right.
All right.
Well, if you count career Super Bowls played, he probably won like 4 billion games, Mr. Men. But Lou is correct with Tom Landry.
Oh, all right. Was Vince Lombardi up there?
They were, relatively
really.
close, 4 or 5 wins apiece. Chuck Noll was up there. Bill Walsh was up there.
Is Tom Coughlin up there? He might be up there.
I think he's got 12 or 14.
Well,
he was like 8 or 9 in the list.
Something like that, yeah.
All right. Well,
Listen, Chet.
Blue D.
You have to do something. Little what? What did you say?
No.
Hold on.
Don Shula had to be up there too.
He was up there too.
We're not going to just gloss over what you just said.
What did Chet say? I didn't hear because I was too busy winning.
Don't worry about it. We don't talk about it afterwards. Continue. Just go.
All right, hold on, wait. This is another pause in the thing so I can see what he said later and go back to it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lou with 1 and the rest of waiting to come up to bat.
Yeah.
Waiting to come up the bat.
Okay.
Let's go.
Question number 3. Tom Brady has 35 career playoff wins. Which quarterback has the second most wins?
Ooh, God. He said he had 35 Brady wins?
Tom Brady has 35.
Yo, hold on. Are they still playing?
No.
Okay. Olivier's one person. Okay.
All right, so not playing now. Okay. And he's second overall all time.
In wins?
Wins. Playoff.
Is it another quarterback?
I think I got this
Yes,
one.
I'm talking about quarterbacks only.
You're talking about quarterbacks only. Okay.
I think I got this one.
Quarterback wins.
I'll bet the ranch. I think I got this one.
I might have this. I don't know.
Yeah.
You better be careful, Chet.
Hold on.
Because I'll even give you the amount of wins that he has too. How about that?
You said playoff wins.
Nope.
Right? You said
I
playoff
heard
wins.
Playoff career wins as a quarterback.
Right, career playoff wins. You're saying, yeah. I heard this the other day, and it's stuck in my mind. So I'll go last. So you guys do what you have to. It's not Joe Namath.
Yeah, you got to be in more than one playoff for that. I'm gonna say Jim Kelly.
Good guess.
Good guess.
But you're wrong.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
I didn't write it down, but I'm going Montana.
Chet?
He's absolutely right. It's Joe Montana with 16.
Very correct. The old guy's back on the scoreboard.
I heard this the other day.
All right.
That boy Steele. I
wanted to say Joe Montana too. I really did. But I was like, you know what? Jim Kelly had a good run.
You know what else is up there too, which is surprising me, which I thought was because I know he played that long. Was Steve Young? I think he was third with 13 or 14 or something like that. I heard.
No, the only reason I kind of knew this one, I heard it on ESPN I think a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So you guys cheated. Okay.
No, because
I heard that one. That's you watch TV.
They were talking
you guys get one. You both get 1 point with an asterisk next to it.
No, but they was talking about quarterbacks with playoff wins.
Wins, yeah.
So I was.
I network the other day.
It was an ill-inflated ball. So here we go. Number 4. Tom Brady has the second most career playoff losses of all time with 11. Who has the most career playoff losses as a quarterback?
All-time playoff losses.
All-time playoff losses.
Well, I'm going with I can go first on this one because
Give the guys about 10, 15 seconds to think about
I
it.
gotta think about that one.
So it's got to be somebody who's obviously been in the playoffs a lot.
and also Bill said it's a theme, so that's what I know. Team I'm going with. What player I'm going with.
I have a funny feeling. Most losses. I think that I'm gonna go with two. I have two guys.
I want to go last for
I
this
think
one.
there's a tie in there. I think that's.
I'm gonna go. I want to go last for this one, and I'm gonna explain why my answer is the way.
Okay,
it is.
I'm going to go with Mr. Steele first.
Yeah, Steele.
I'm going with the Buffalo quarterback. I'm going with Kelly just because he says a theme, so I just think it's Kelly.
Chet.
I think I have two guys. I think they're tied. If I remember hearing this right, Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger.
My man Lou?
So I was stuck between Roethlisberger, but I think it's Peyton Manning for the simple fact that he made how many playoff appearances with the Colts and the Broncos, and he only won 2 championships?
But he never made it past. He didn't play a lot of games.
Right, but he said losses. How many losses? Which means you can only get 1 loss a year.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's been in the playoffs so many times.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. You're
Does
right.
this give you the answer?
Big forehead? Is it Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Woo! All right.
With
all right.
13 career playoff losses.
I figured the guy was in the NFL for fucking 18 years.
Yeah.
Right? That's a long time. Literally made the playoffs every year but his rookie year. So it had to be. It had to be.
Right.
And then Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls, so he never lost in 7 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, so we got Lou with 2, Chet and Steele with 1. We go to question number 5. Now, I would love to ask a question about receivers and stuff like that, but Jerry Rice basically owns the record book in receptions.
Right.
But who is the NFL playoffs all-time leading rusher?
Ooh.
Wow.
So all the playoff games combined.
Super Bowls too.
Super Bowls too.
We're talking about rushing yards, right?
Rushing yards, nothing else.
Right. Nothing else. No touchdowns. Nothing like that.
I gotta get.
I have confidence you in Steele in this one. I really do.
I'm just. Y'all ready? I'm not writing it down. I'm going first.
I gotta think about this one.
Let Chet give Chet about 15 more seconds.
This is a tough one.
I think there's 2 T's in his name.
I'm going with.
All-time leading rusher in the playoffs, and that could be a lot of guys I'm thinking of. There's 3 guys I'm thinking of.
Fuck you, Sal! Fuck you!
I was like, what? Oh my god, that is crazy.
All right, Chet, let me give you a 10 second. I'm gonna give you a 10-second countdown.
This old age thing.
All right,
man.
you know what? I'm gonna go my first inkling. So that's my first choice. I'm good, Bill.
All right.
I'm good.
You want to start there? You want to start, Captain Lou?
I put Emmitt Smith.
I was going Emmitt Smith too.
I'm definitely going with Emmitt Smith. Yeah, that's what I had. My first thing was Emmitt.
Yeah,
I gave you a freebie. Emmitt Smith is the leader.
I think
Hey,
he had
again,
1,400 or something like that.
1586.
I was close. I was thinking the numbers. I was like, who's in that range?
And I was hoping when you said 2 T's in his name, I was hoping you were thinking of Thurman Thomas.
No,
right. It could have been.
I mentioned Thurman Thomas second, I bet you, right? Or he's got to be up there.
You know what? He caught the ball out of the backfield too. I think he was up there. I mean, Franco Harris could have been a good answer.
Oh yeah,
Roger
Franco
Craig
too.
could have been a good answer.
That. Tony Dorsett.
All them.
Maybe even Marshawn Lynch. He played.
Beast mode, yeah.
Again, this is a lot of playoff things. They said it on the radio like a day ago.
Right.
Especially after the Cowboys lost. I think Stephen A. Smith was talking to Michael Irvin, and Irvin said,
there you go. There's a guy you don't listen to. Next.
Yes. All right. So we have Lou with 3 and the old guys with 2. Anyone's game.
Yep.
I gotta admit, this last question is going to be pretty impossible.
Impossible. Okay. Wow.
Okay. Impossible. Question number 6. Tom Brady has played in a career of 47 playoff games. Who's second?
What, the playoff games?
Who has played the second most career playoff games?
as a player or as a quarterback?
As a player.
Oh, as a player. Oh, and I really got to think about this now. Okay. Wow.
So I actually think I know this because I actually read a stat the other day. I think this is right.
I heard this.
I actually think I know this.
So do
Hold
I.
on. I'll go first. I'll write it nice and big. Hold on.
He's gonna write, I
Save the
don't
egg.
know.
I don't know.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm almost there.
Okay.
It's hard spelling this guy's name.
All right, Lo. I think you and I are probably on the same page. I think on this one.
I'll explain why I think it's this guy too.
Well, you
Besides,
explain. I can remember why myself. So.
okay.
Oh, I'm almost there, guys.
Julius Randle. No, sorry, that's wrong.
No, he's writing.
Carmelo
Anthony! That's what I thought he was actually gonna write.
Y'all messed me up. I got to do something else.
So.
Y'all
We have
ready?
to get some out
I'm
of
ready
games
for you.
going
I'm gonna start with you, Steele.
No,
I
I
didn't.
didn't.
He was a good player. He was a good player for a long time.
You know what? I checked the stats. He was fourth.
He was
Yeah.
fourth, right? Yeah, he was fourth. Okay, so
Let me
here's
go,
the thing.
Let me go a little before you.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. All right. It's weird, but I thought about it. Adam Vinatieri. That's you had too, right?
I thought maybe it would be him for the simple fact he played so many games
many
with the
games, yep.
Patriots. Is that right? Chet? Is that right?
Is correct. 32
I
playoff
figured.
games.
I think he played. If I remember, he played 45. I think Vinatieri is a little less. I think he's like in probably the low 30s.
32.
I think if I saw he was 33 or 34.
32.
Bill
low
just gave me the
30s,
answer. It's 32. What are y'all talking about?
Low
Okay,
30s.
I'm
I said,
sorry,
I said
Rob.
low 30s. So.
Well,
All
you
right.
know what it was? I figured it was somebody who played just as long, and I remember hearing about this, as Tom Brady,
Tom
right?
Brady.
Like, he played literally every single year that the Patriots made the playoffs with Tom Brady.
Hold
And
on.
then he
Hold
had
on.
a pretty good career with the Colts.
Then you know what?
Right.
He's got to be up there too. Now that I think about it, it for the most games too. What about Gostkowski?
He's probably up there.
Yeah, I would think he'd be up there too.
Peyton Manning too is probably all those guys. They all
I
gotta
just
be
went
up
to
there.
I just went to Football Reference and I just started picking my brain, going through numbers, and thought would be good questions. So
Right,
we
That's a great question. That's
That was
awesome.
a good question. Yeah.
We have Lou with 4, Chet with 3, and Steele with 2. The bonus question's worth a total of 5 points. No, just
Oh,
no.
Lou, bonus.
no,
but I
guys, I took this victory down. This is my victory, okay? And then I get to battle Boogie and tell him that I have a win too.
Yo, Chet, I'm very disappointed in you. You let Lou beat you. I mean, I smoked a lot of marijuana in my life. My brain cells is not where they need to be at, so I'm sorry.
All right,
You know how my questions have a theme? Lou beat Chet. Boogie beat Chet. Someone else beat Chet.
Bill beat Chet.
Which
Right?
one of these things is not like the other?
Hey, listen. I plead the fifth.
But you have a chance. But I promise you, you have a chance to.
I agree, Lanny. I'm with you.
You have a chance to win this question. To save face
You know
for your
that?
fellow Jet fans, because
Jet
no one
question.
knows the answer to this.
It's a Jet question.
It's a Chet question.
Jet, not me.
No, it's not a Jet question or a Chet
That's
question.
what I said.
A check question.
Follow the theme.
Okay.
Tom Brady has played in 46 career playoff games. How many passing yards does he have?
Oh.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
Total playoffs?
Oh my
Total
God.
playoff yards.
Hold on. Let me give me a
Break
second.
out
while
your calculator or your phone. 46 games.
Right.
What would be a realistic number of passing yards for Tom Brady?
3,000.
No, it's gonna be more than
In
that.
46
It's a lot
games?
more than that.
He's averaging 40 a game.
Games would add up to about 3 full seasons.
I'm gonna take a. Okay.
Am I allowed to get my calculator out?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just not the Google.
I just figured out on my calculator.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, and this isn't the Price is Right. You could be high or low.
Okay.
So just
Overall,
46 games?
Yep.
46 as of now, right?
As of right now.
All right, I'm going to say 12,650.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. 12,650. Because I figure a little under 300 yards a game. I did 275 times 46.
Yeah.
That's what I just did.
I was thinking the same range you are, Laura. I was thinking about 290. So I'm going to go 12,720.
No, it's funny. I had no idea, right? So I just went to the Google. And how is Chet exactly all right?
Are you serious?
It's 12,720.
Get the hell out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's exactly because I had no idea. I was gonna say 10,000, but
are you serious?
I was gonna say 10,000. I just
Wow.
wanted to see. I wanted to see because Bill said the over under, so I was like, at least if I go 10,000, I'm under.
This motherfucker cheating ass fucker. I get the hell out of here. How do you what?
Yeah, listen, Bill. I'm
like,
like, hold on. I was gonna say 10,000 because the price is right. I was like,
Right.
if I go over, I'm chopped liver. So I said I was gonna say 10,000. But I said, let me just go to see what the Google search. And as Chet was saying the number, I opened and look at the. I said, how is this man exactly right?
I don't believe it. I'm dead serious.
The number is perfect.
I'm dead serious. I was thinking your type of logic.
Yo, let me tell you.
300 yards a game.
This cheating ass.
Why you call me cheating?
Where's your wife? Where's your wife?
Where's your wife?
She write a number for you just now?
If he would have said 12,000,
do you see her in the room anyway?
10 or something, I was like, okay. He got the number exactly.
I don't believe that. Holy
Lou won the contest, but he feels like a loser.
I really do. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking the same way you were.
Chet, if I believe you, and I have to give you a clap for that one because that's not easy to do. That's really good. I just figured a little under 300 yards a game.
I was thinking too.
Right.
I was thinking 290 to 300. I was thinking per game, just like you were.
Right. That's why I did 275 times 46.
I was right with you.
That's why
I got it exactly right.
Yo,
Christ.
He was right. He was right.
Lou missed by 70 yards and lost.
Right.
I know.
Hold on. Look, he used the same math that Lou did. Lou's off by 70 yards. Chet's math is perfect. How's that? What test was they taking?
I said hey.
They both had
the. Like I said, I was thinking between the 275 and 300.
Those guys had the same numbers.
I got lucky.
You win today.
I got lucky.
It's like hitting the dollar on Price is Right. You win everything.
I got lucky.
He's a double showcase winner. He won the Golden Rose. He spun a dollar. He spun a dollar.
Chad, I'll give you a clap on that. That was real good. That's wild. That's wild, Chad.
That's insane.
Listen, hold on. Before y'all go anywhere, Bill, I just need one little rant about the Knicks, please.
Yes, please. Yes.
Just one. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this, please.
Everybody watch Bill's face turn red as he's saying this. Listen to his blood. You can see his blood pressure rising as we're talking about that right
now. You know what? I kind of do a show every day on my own. I won't promote it or anything like that, but it is what it is.
You can promote it. He does a TikTok. He's on TikTok if you want to see him.
I'm on TikTok all the time. You can follow me.
We'd love to be on that show.
My little tagline is at the Let's Go Network because that's what all the young kids say. Let's go. So that's what we did.
Right.
And I got my name Dollar Bill because someone on my son's baseball team calls me Dollar Bill, and I don't know why.
Was that Drew's team?
I like to defend Julius Randle all the time. He's our best player, and when he did this, I kind of understood it. I didn't like that he did it, but it's time to grow up, and you're the star of this team, and we expect a whole lot more. And you got paid like you're our best player, and
you got paid like a number one too.
And we, Knick fans deserve better. I'm not talking about the guys spending $2,000 a seat, sitting courtside, drinking $40 craft IPAs. It's the pulse of the city, the union guys, the guys that make the city go. New York is really a blue collar town. They really are. As much as Wall Street, New York guys have it here. They're tough guys. When the Knicks do well, they feel better about themselves. When you go 1 for 9 against the team you came from, in a game you have to get, if you look at the schedule coming forward, they're going to go 2-8 the next 10.
It's that easy. Yep.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
When you and Fournier combine for 10 points and make $47 million, there's a problem. And you know what? Randall's not even the biggest problem. It's Thibodeau. Because everywhere he goes, he starts out great. People buy into playing defense, and then his teams go in the toilet.
Yep.
And he usually have a shelf life of 4 years. Guess what?
That's about right.
It's a year and a half, and he's done. He won't play the young guys. We're not winning anything with him. They got to ship him out of town. And you know what? I get laughed at all the time about Russell Westbrook because you know what? He turns the ball over. And you know what? He doesn't do this, and he makes too much money. And he blah, 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 blah. You know what? That guy never quits.
That he does. That's very true.
That's true.
I don't care if he makes $47 million. I don't care if he turns the ball over 8 times a game. I don't care if he's 30% from 3. Who cares? We need a guy that we can rally around that shows up every night. Not Julius Randle, not Fournier, and certainly not Thibodeau. And if I had my ways, all 3 would be the airport right now.
Right.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All I can say is, when I say perfectly said, nothing that has to go after that. Perfectly said.
So let me ask you a question.
As a matter of fact, I wish I could just send this, what you just said, to ESPN, FS1, Fox Sports, Yahoo Sports, because these announcers are sitting there acting like this is not on Thibodeau.
Yeah, it is.
And it's all.
It 100% is.
So let me ask Bill a question then. So you want all 3 to be out of town. Now we're about the coach. Who would you want as your leader of the team then?
You know what? Give me a young guy. You know what? This is a young man's game. This is a young man's game. You know what? It's time to give maybe a D-League. How about a G-League coach coming up and say, you know what? I mean, it's the grand stage of New York, but let's be honest here. The Knicks, whether they like it or not, they're a young rebuilding team. And we were ahead of schedule last year, and World Wide West, this is on him too. You know, we took a step back, and we took a huge step back. You know,
I agree.
You know, we us old guys remember maybe 10, 15 years ago. How could the West be so loaded? And the West could, the East will never catch up. And now we're here 15 years later. There's 12 good teams in the East. And and the Knicks might not be one of them.
No, it's true.
I mean, they're solid.
And the West still has their good share of teams too in the West.
But it's definitely a lot more balanced because
the balance of power is clearly shifted east.
Yes. Yeah. You can see that.
And even with LeBron going to the West. That's you know what I mean? And
even Carmelo play with the Lakers. Carmelo
Anthony.
I'm so depressed right now. I can't even get a Carmelo Anthony out.
You should be, Steele. You should be pissed off. And these Knicks fans, they're just upset. And you know what? They should boo. And you know what? The union guys, the teachers, the sewer workers, the garbage men, whatever. These guys live and die with the Knicks. I get people calling into me. They give me when the Knicks are hurting, they're hurting too.
Yeah,
more so than any team in this town, more than Jets fans, Yankee fans, Met fans, whoever. They're really the pulse of this town, like it or not, and they're hurting right now. And we thought Randall was that guy who took less money to stay, and you know what? He started with the thumbs down, and that's one thing. But if you see the body language on the court,
that's horrible. It's horrible.
The man he's passing up layups.
The man is 6'8", 250 pounds. And every shot he takes, he's falling away from the basket.
Yeah.
That guy should be dieseling everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not.
Like Mitchell
He's
Robinson.
either lazy, he's disinterested, or he doesn't want to be here. New York deserves better. He got to go. And if Thibodeau does nothing about it, the young guys there's a reason why they're chanting for Obi Toppin. Yeah. There's a reason why they're chanting for IQ. They're finally getting on the R.J. Barrett bandwagon. These are the guys of the future, not him.
Probably your best young guy right now, Miles McBride, is tearing up the G League. Like what did he have still as
28-16?
20-16 last night. This kid should be playing a number of minutes. I'm not saying started minutes, but the guy should be playing 15, 20 minutes at least with the Knicks at least. Because they need to be young and athletic, and they're not in the starting lineup. You can see it.
And I was so upset. People, and I'm a proponent of this. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So people have asked me, what would I do? If I was the GM, see if this trade makes any sense to you. Because you know what, whatever. Yeah. I want to propose a 3-team deal.
3-team, okay.
I wanted the Knicks to trade Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, and a second-round pick.
Okay.
I'm going to include Dallas in the deal, and I'm going to include the Lakers in the deal.
Ooh, okay.
I wanted listen. The Lakers are done with Westbrook, and he makes a lot of money. So they're going to trade Westbrook, their man THT, how as I like to call him,
okay,
and a first-round pick. in Dallas, Kemba will end up. The Lakers will end up with Kemba, Fournier, a second-round pick, and I think that's it.
Okay.
The Knicks get Westbrook and THT, and the Lakers get Porzingis.
Okay.
And Dallas turns around and gets Julius Randle, a second, and a first. And the money kind of adds up.
I can see on the money I side with Westbrook and Fournier with that money to start with. That I see.
But if the Knicks and I don't have any problem with getting rid of the trade. Only I can't say with the trade. Only thing I'm saying is, are we still sending the young guys? Because we picking up Westbrook, and we still got 2 young guards that need playing time.
All right, but you know what? We have you still have a face of a franchise, which is kind of important in New York.
Yeah.
And really you should know better than anyone with Carmelo Anthony. I mean,
because I brought up on the show the other day, Billy, that
you know what?
Trade talks about the Nets looking at Porzingis.
Only thing I like about that trade, I know Westbrook will get our center of the ball. He'll Mitchell Robinson is. I don't know if you're watching the games. I know we're going a little longer than we're supposed to.
He did great yesterday.
And he's rolling to the basket. He's getting to the rim, and I think Westbrook will actually. Look what Westbrook did to Adams. He made Adams look like a juggernaut, bro.
Steven Adams, yeah.
Have we had anyone that takes the ball to the hole like that since Gerald Wilkins?
No.
Gerald Wilkins, whoa. Now we're going back.
He took the ball to the hole.
How about Mark Jackson? Same thing, too. Mark would do
it.
Not all the time, but he would do it.
Take it to the hole? Not really. Well, listen.
Gerald Wilkins came with authority like his brother. He just wasn't as talented or as big.
Exactly. Or the hops.
Oh, he had the hops.
He had hops, but he wasn't
not like his brother, though.
No, not off the 2 feet. But yeah. Listen, I'm at this point. I'll take anything. It's not a bad deal. And you know what? At the end of the day, the
THT. Who's that? The THT? Is that Tucker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, Westbrook is at his best when he's the man. That's just what it is. So if you could get him,
he's not a good number 3. He's not a good 3.
No,
he wasn't a good 2 with Washington either.
He's the type. He's a volume scorer, and I agree 100%. That man is not. He's going to play 48 minutes of. He may shoot 15 bad shots.
Yeah,
but he's going to play
hard for the 48 minutes.
He's going to chase down rebounds, and he's going to do what he has to do.
He's a work fiend. He's probably one. He's probably one of them. And at 6 foot, he's one of the most athletic players in the league.
Yes,
and he wouldn't. And listen, he wouldn't embarrass the Shield. Like honestly, we can make fun of really. What do we make fun about Westbrook? I mean, he turns it over too much. He dresses kind of funny, but on the court, young guys could really learn his work ethic,
right?
His desire on the court,
and that's what Durant said about him. Also, before he had the spat, was he's like one of the hardest workers he's ever seen playing ball.
He did work on that jump shot, but okay.
Listen, we don't shoot the 3 well anyway. So what's the difference if he drives it to the hole and kicks it?
I mean, he was really good at it.
It would be if Russell Westbrook did come to the Knicks, it would be his 4th team in 3 years, though.
Yeah,
that's could also that's a lot.
Well, I understand what we're getting with him, but I mean, let's be honest: is Kemba ever going to be a star here? No, he's a shell of himself. Fournier is basically untradeable unless you take a big contract back.
Oh yeah.
And listen, Julius Randle's trade value is going down by the minute. So
yeah.
True.
And I think Porzingis could really help the Lakers. Think of a big. You want to talk about a big 3? I mean, they are a big 3.
Big 3. Yeah, exactly.
They changes the dynamic of them. Listen, my only question is: would Dallas take Randle and a first and a second, and
I think that would help him, especially with Luka. I would say so. I think Luka needs more talent on that team too.
Right,
that's all right.
Help out. I would see that.
Luka's looking at KP with the side eye.
Yeah.
They don't get along.
I know. They don't. That's why I said that's what they was talking. Like I said, with Porzingis coming to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
they were talking about.
Yeah,
and I would love to see that happen in Brooklyn.
I would love to see them boom out of New York again, but continue.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, look, it was a great time that we talked about the NFL playoffs and the trivia and New York Knicks stuff, and we will talk more about this on Tuesday. Going to be a lot of stuff to talk about on Tuesday, especially since the only thing that's really going on New York-wise is basketball at the moment. We don't even know if there's going to be an MLB anytime soon.
You forgot about hockey, but okay.
Right, yeah, but nobody on our show, nobody on our page likes hockey. Nobody likes it. We don't talk about it. All we know is that the Rangers are kicking ass.
They still suck, but okay.
Islanders suck. But
Yeah,
the Rangers,
500, that's a start.
500, they got a lot of games.
It's a start. It's a
They
start.
played 3 games this month or something like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, exactly.
3 games
But we
this
will
month.
be back here next Friday to talk about the AFC and NFC Championship stuff. We will also be hosting an event at South Levittown Lanes on Super Bowl. We're going to have a $50 all-you-can-eat and drink show there. We're going to have a live thing where everyone can see our live reactions. We're going to host a show beforehand. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be drunk. We get to watch Chet in action. I've never met Chet in person. I never met Bill in person. This should be a lot of fun. And I hope if you guys can make it, let us know. We are putting down deposits for that. So, but until next week, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Bill, thank you for joining us for the trivia. Mr. Lou D takes it down. Obviously, I'm going to be right about the Rams beating the Bucks on Sunday. Chet, I'll give you credit. You got exactly the Patriots right. The Tom Brady yardage. I don't know how you did it, but you cheating bastard. But good job. And Steele, you get a nice participation trophy award. Okay,
that's all I asked for.
That's all he wants.
You get, yeah.
That's all I asked for.
He showed up. He answered every question.
He
You know what I mean?
Right. He should, except the no idea one. The no idea he passed on.
listen.
Hey, Lou, he actually did better than Frankie Lagorish. Remember that?
He did do better than Frankie
Yes, he
Montour.
did.
Listen, yo,
He did.
at least I'm not dead last. Thanks, guys.
All right. But until next week, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your night, and thank you for tuning in. Thanks, fellas.
You got it.
There goes Bill. He's out of here.